Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am Alvi Rizqi from C class. In this video, I'd like to talk about phonological rules and its type. First is phonological rules. Phonological rules are the rules either written or spoken that control how sound change during vocal communication. So it depends on its position in various speech environment. For the example is the final S in plural words, which may be pronounced as S in cats and Z in caps and is in basis. These forms are all stored mentally as the same S, but the surface pronunciation which are derived through phonological rules are different. And in phonological rule there are a lot of type, but in this video I will just uh, talk about two topics. Those are assimilation and also insertion. First is assimilation. Assimilation is the change of sound in speech so that the sounds becomes identical with the neighboring sound. Here, assimilation happens because of may happens because of the tongue uh, cannot always move quickly enough to get from one position to another in order to articulate the next sound, or because the mouth is too busy anticipating the following sound. And also in assimilation there are three types. First is assimilation of place, and second is assimilation of manner, and the third is assimilation of voice. And first is assimilation of place. Assimilation of place, it can be described in the word or in the phrase that man. The word t in that replaced by the sound p, because the alveolar plosive t is simplified by p sound, which is closer to bilabial plosive. So how to pronounce the word that man is that man. So the word t is replaced by the word p. That man, not that man. And the second is assimilation of manner. It can be described in the word Indian, in which the plosive d in Indian combined with approximant g. So the word uh, sounds Indian. And the last is assimilation of voice, where it can be described in the phrase or in the word have to, in which the word have has f sound rather than v sound, as the fricative voice is followed by voiceless consonant. So how to pronounce it is have to, not have to, like that. And the second topic is about insertion, where insertion is a process in which one or more sound are inserted into a word or in between words. It also can be said as inserting a syllabic or non-syllabic segment, like that. Here, insertion happens because of two reasons, or it can occur because of two reasons. First is preventing clusters of consonants that violate a syllable structure contains in the language. And the second is easing transition between segments that have multiple incompatibilities. Firstly, insertion begins in Spanish, in which this language always begins the word with e sound. For the example is the word special. If we try, if in Spanish it will be especial, special to especial. And here insertion has two type or two type. There are two type of insertion. First is prothesis and second is epenthesis, where prothesis means that a sound insert a sound is insert at the beginning of the word. For the example is the word Snoopy. If we try to spell the word, it we will find S N O O P and Y. But how to pronounce? We cannot we cannot write it, but we can hear that or we can feel that there is the word E before the S. So how to pronounce it is Snoopy. Snoopy. We cannot we can we cannot hear or write it, but we can feel that there is E before S. Snoopy. Like that. And the second is epenthesis, where a sound is inserted at last of the word. So for the example is the plural form of glass, that is glasses. Glasses. So we can see uh, a word insert in at last of the word glasses in the plural form of glass. So maybe that's all for me. If I have made many mistakes, I take your pardon. In the last I say catch you later.